Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Tom Wilson Racing YouTube channel for episode 10 of the Daily Tips series. Looking ahead to the December meeting at Cheltenham, 2 days of racing there, and a selection from Doncaster on Saturday. Lots of racing to get through, so we are going to crack straight on. Looking ahead to Cheltenham tomorrow. Let's get the screen shared. So we're starting off with the 1240, which is the 2 mile, 4.5 furlong novices chase class two event. I'm struggling to see past Grey Dawn in here, to be honest with you. Um, Obvious reasons. Looking at his chase form, he was uh, he was beaten on 2 lengths on his chase debut behind Stay Away Faye, who subsequently won a Grade 2 over fences. Obviously, was a Grade 1 winner over hurdles. And then was really, really impressive when stepping on for his second run over fences, which came at Haydock a couple of weeks ago now, nearly 3 weeks ago, in a graduates chase, beating Gaillard and Manil by 9 lengths. Granted, Garden Manil was running over the trip far too short, but nevertheless, that horse is a Grade 1 and Grade 2 winner over fences. It was really, really impressive. Grade Dawn, he jumped really, really well. Looking at his opponents here, well, he had the match of them all, the beating of them all over hurdles, as you can see. Was the highest rated hurdler. Looking at the others in terms of Class 2 content for them over fences. None of them have ran above a class three, other than Grey Dawn was a graduate chase winner, as just mentioned. One that had fallen there, Credibility, who was coming for a bit of support actually, which I can't understand, to be honest. It was a class two winner over hurdles, but he's yet to translate that to fences. Grey Dording, Grade 2 winner, again highest of any over hurdles. Although he hasn't had a course win yet, you would expect him to be far too good. Looking at some of the form between his destiny, only saw off a 124 rated horse last time and was beaten 5 lengths by Grey Dawning over hurdles. So that'd be Grey Dawning to get the ball rolling. 7-4 there, still a fair price. It was a bit bigger earlier on in the day, but 7-4, nevertheless, I think that's still a fair bet. So it'd be a point win on him. Moving on to the next race on the card, which is a class three handicap hurdle over 2 mile on furlongs. I'm really, really keen to take on Donny the Great here for Nicky Henderson. Just having a look at the shortlist that I compiled for this, I have some real problems with his form. Yes, he was a 2 mile, 4 furlong winner in testing conditions. Sorry, I apologise. He was an impressive 22 length winner at Kempton in November 2021. But that was a really weak contest. Only one winner's been produced from that since, aside from Doddy the Great. Doddy the Great obviously won on his reappearance run, but that was following quite a substantial break. I think it was almost 750 days. Yeah, 746 days. He came back and won well at Ascot, but I'd be concerned about the possibility of him bouncing. Um, yeah, you just don't know. He could be really good and really special. And 4-1 this time tomorrow might look massive, but just given those factors, I'm quite keen to take him on. Donica for Nigel Hawke was a horse earlier in the week that was much bigger, and you can see already he's coming for a bit of support today since the declarations. He's the horse that I'm going to be siding with. First start, Nigel Hawke's stable run to a really good standard at the moment with a 25% strike rate over the last 2 weeks, and equally jockey David Noonan is riding in really good form as well with a 24% strike rate to his own credit. As I mentioned, coming for a lot of support. He was 16-1 earlier in the week when I first looked at this race, and he was a horse that I straight away highlighted on the shortlist. He came in, he raced here over course and distance last month and came in behind Impose Trois, who looks really solid. His Impose Trois now rated 31, and Donegal was only beaten 2 lengths, raised £2 to a mark of 117. When you compare the rising marks there, you've got to think Donnacha's well enough the mark of 117, considering that his winner, Impose Twice, now rated 131. You'd have to think that even though he's gone up £5, he's still got a bit in hand. And I think that given that he's proven on soft ground, given that he's already had a run at the track and run well at the track, I think he could go well tomorrow. And a little bit disappointing to see that the each way money has disappeared, but we'll have a point on him to win at 5-1. Hopefully, the favourite blows out. He's competitive, you would have to say. Looking at what other options we've got, you have got money back with Sky Bet if there's a horse comes second or third. So we'll play it with Sky Bet 5-1. What are Sky Bet paying actually? At the moment, 7-2, very short that. But you're going to get your money back if you come second or third. We'll have a point at 7-2 on Donegal to win, which what is a really competitive handicap hurdle race. Moving on to the cross country. Not much to say about this race, really. I don't tend to play in these races until the festival. But what I would say with these races outside of the festival is the fact that a handicap makes them considerably more interesting. Galvin and Manila Rendo are obviously the headline acts coming into here, but with that, they take on top weight, and because of that, I'm more than happy to take them on. Given that he's already ran well over fences, he's placed on 2 efforts over the national fences and won in November over the Grand National fences. Geskiel is the horse that I'd be quite interested in here at 5-1. Horses that handle the national fences do tend to have a good transition over the cross country banks. I think he looks really good. Let's have a look here. He was a winner of the Grand Sefton in really taking fashion, and that form's worked out okay since. Percussion ran well on the beach last weekend, finishing third, and Nassalam won the Welsh National trial at Chepstow last week as well. So his form from his Grand Sefton victory has been boosted. He's unproven over this sort of trip. However, he was a really good winner on the 3 mile 2 in the beach last year in fairly testing conditions, and he was a strong stayer over 2 mile 5 in heavy ground. So I think he'll handle conditions well. I think he's worth a shot at 5-1. I think off a mark of 144, he could give the likes of Gavin and Manila Rendo something to think about. Obviously, Manila Rendo, we yet to see if he's going to handle these fences or not. So yeah. Moving on to the last race tomorrow, which is a Class 2 handicap hurdle. Bold Endeavour was a horse that really caught my eye earlier in the week, but his price is somewhat gone now. The booking of Harry Cobden and Board Tiger Jet were the one that really caught my eye again. It was the third start of the horse, and he steered into his best finish for quite some time last time out when he finished third. Here at Cheltenham last month. Now he's got some decent back form. That third here, and he's won at Haydock back in April. Mecky's mark of 117 looked really good. At Haydock, he saw off the changing man by 2 lengths, who is now rated 132 over hurdles. Mine Bobby Dazzler, It's So Fury, Highland, Midnight Reflection, Halifax, Sorobi have all won since, which really makes that Haydock form look solid. He's only been raised £2 for a length defeat to Springwell Bay here last month, who is now rated 143. He were beaten a length. He's been raised £2 for being beaten a length by a horse rated 143, considerably higher than what he's facing here tomorrow. That run at Cheltenham last month came on soft ground, and his win at Haydock came on 3 miles. So combining the two, you'd have to think he'd handle conditions. He's won twice at this level over Class 2. And whilst his mark 117 represents a career high mark, you would have to think he's still got plenty in hand back based on that form from Cheltenham last month and Haydock earlier on in the year. He can get 4 places in some places with a slightly shorter price. I think I backed him at 8-1, which does look as though it's disappeared with Sky Bet. So I'm glad that I got on at 8-1 there. 15-2 is the price for advice, so it's at half a point each way at 5-2, each way with the 4 places. That wraps up tomorrow's racing, moving ahead to Saturday. Busy, busy weekend. And we start with the Class 2 handicap chase over the 2 miles and a little bit at Cheltenham. Phenomenal Salvola is obviously the graded horse stepping down into handicap company, but he's been really well beaten on his first two starts this year and will still have to shepherd 12 stone tomorrow. I thought Calico's run here, his first run at Cheltenham last month, was really, really eye-catching behind Triple Trade when he was beaten less than a length, conceding £9 to the winner. He's a soft ground winner. All four of his wins under rules have come over this trip. He holds decent form behind John Bonn as a novice. You'll remember he gave him a close run at Warwick last year. He's already a Class 2 winner, and he holds a 25% strike rate over fences. Showed he handles the track when running here last month. I think he's a really good bet at 2-1. Really good bet. I'd have real reservations about some of those in behind him. So yeah, getting off Saturday with a short price favourite, 2-1 on Calico, on the point on him to win. Moving on to the headline act, if you like, of the December meeting, which is the Gold Cup handicap chase. Thunder Rock, I can understand why he's the market favourite, given his profile. But I would have concerns. He did beat Mile Mission, but Mile Mission was running over trip way, way too short last time. Mile Mission did stack up the form, though. He ran well in the Hennessy. But looking aside, I've got to say, I think Harry Cobden is one of the best jockeys in Britain, but I think he's got this wrong. Siding with Monreal. Il Ridotto looks a solid each way bet here at 13-2, in my opinion. He's now a pound lower off a mark of 143 than when he won the January edition of this race, if you like, earlier on this year. He's a course and distance winner and solid enough on seasonal reappearance in the Paddy Power Gold Cup last month. He should improve for that run, but even still, he ran well behind graded operators in stage start and not until May. Nothing of that calibre really here. Fakir Dudere's on the decline, I would suspect. Nichols' horses are running to a 29% strike rate. Bryony Frost also did us a favour earlier on in the week. We Take Your Time, and she's on a 22% strike rate as well. So I think Il Ridotto could be really, really overpriced at 13-2. I think Monmiral's coming for the spot because he's the choice of Harry Cobden. At a bigger price, given that you can get five places each way on this, whilst he's a little bit older than what you would typically like for this race, Torn and Frayed is my idea of an outsider for this. Just having a quick look here. Where's the age? 22 of the last 25 winners were age 6 or 8. 4-year-olds have a good record in this. So, but yeah, Torn and Frayed, he fell on his reappearance run here last month in that race, won by Stage Star. I think it was that race. Let me just double check. Yes, it was, yes. So you would have to think that he wouldn't have much of a chance here at Cheltenham, but I would suggest that that's not the case. Essentially, that was his first run back for over 658 days, so he was entitled to need the run. He travelled well into the race, and then he tired and fell 2 out. I think he'll come on for that run, to be honest with you. I think he should step up for that run. He ran in a similar race over course and distance in January 2022 and won off a mark of 131 by 6 lengths. So he's dropped to 133, dropped £3 for that fall at Cheltenham here last month. Looks fair. And I think he could run a big race here, hit the frame, if not trouble the market favours. He doesn't fit the age profile, as I mentioned, but he is really lightly raced, having only 6 starts over fences. So at a bigger price, I'd put up Torn and Frayed alongside Il Ridotto for the Gold Cup handicap chase. Moving on to the next race, which is the handicap chase contest over 3 miles, 2 furlongs, keeping it short and sweet here. 300 through 5 should win this. Previous course winner and the inclusion of Protectorat in this race really brings the weights down for the rest of the horses here. In behind Protectorat is the highest rated horse off a mark of 150. It's his second run following a win-up for those that like that start. I've already mentioned the form of Nichols and Harry Cobden in this vlog already. I thought he ran with real credit in his reappearance run in the Badger Beers. He was beaten only 2 lengths by Blackjack Magic when conceding well over a stone trim. I think he'll come on for that run. I think off a lower weight now, 10-3, I think he should really relish these conditions and this trip. My final selection from Cheltenham for the week comes in the 3:35, which is the Mares Hurdle Class 2 contest. Fear to Glory, 11-2, looks way too big. Way too big. I'll be having a point on her to win here. She has a fair strike rate over hurdles, 45% strike rate. Good run on reappearance in Grade 2 Ascot Hurdle in open company against the Geldings, beating only 3 lengths. She finished off last season in good form as well, finishing third in Grade 2 Select Hurdle at Sandown, behind Nappers Hill and Goshen, both rated in the 150s. Well ahead of the rest of the field here that she'll be facing. As you can see, she ran with real credit that day. Dropping back here into Mares only company, her form alongside the Mares is rock solid. First, third, first, sixth. And that sixth came in the Grade 1 Mares Hurdle here in March. I'd back her my nap of the weekend, Fate Glory, and that's point winner 11-2. Really think she could run well here. Course and distance winner. She's got everything in the favour. Yes, Henderson's horses haven't been run that great, but Nico de Wineville remains in good form with a 20% strike rate himself. And my final selection for the week comes at Doncaster in the 2:40 on Saturday. Rare edition. Now you can get extra places here. Sky Bet, I believe, are paying 5 places. Yes, they are. And 13-2 is available with them. It's course and distance winner, rare edition, soft ground winner. Runs well after a break. It's going to get fresh. It won after a break this time last year. Well, slightly earlier October, but most of his best form was this side of a new year last year. He went unbeaten up until New Year. In fact, he's Kempton win over Robord has worked out well with Robord winning at graded level. I think he's been a little bit overlooked here off the back of his poor runs in Grade 1 company. He's stepping right back down here. Obviously he finished second in listed company. Winner of Class 2 novice hurdle. I think he's got everything in his favour here. I think he looks really overpriced. I think it's on account of the fact that one, Charlie Lumsden hasn't had any winners. He's only had 6 runners though in the past 2 weeks, and I think that it's another reaction to his form at graded company. I think fresh he'll run well here. I could certainly see him in the frame 13-2. Looks way too big. What I'll do, a lot of selections there, I can appreciate that. I will update the profit and loss with all the selections for the weekend and post a snippet to Twitter tomorrow. That's it for tonight. Hope you've enjoyed. If you have, please subscribe to the video, to the channel, should I say, and like the video. Give me a follow on Twitter. It's at RacingTJW. Best of luck. Hope that we can have a few winners and get the ball rolling into the festive period. Cheers.